The loneliness of quarantining drove many people to search for pet companionship. Adoption numbers skyrocketed this year, allowing for many dogs and cats to find their forever home. Some pet owners, though, are having to make adjustments as they get out of the house more often.
If I come home and I start doing homework, she's meowing at me going like, hey, hi, like pay attention to me, let's play. And it's frustrating because I can't play with her.
Puppies and kittens have been popular adoptions this year. However, the pandemic has brought with it some restrictions for dog owners.
But when we get home, it's just a mess. And my mom is still dealing with it. So that was something, we were able to train him a little bit, but nowhere near enough because he still needs to learn a lot. And we kind of like, we definitely jumped the gun because we didn't think it was going to get back this fast.
Most pet owners are happy to have the companionship, and some admit that the pandemic provided the incentive they needed to take that leap. For Bobcat Update, I'm Jailene Polanco.
Well, Canine Classmates is helping at-risk kids to create a passion for reading by having them read to dogs. And here to tell us more is Kim Nance and Dr. Jeff Quinn with Canine Classmates. Thank you both for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Absolutely, and we have to address the star in the room, that we have Sergeant Gander with us down here, hanging out. Oh, he's so handsome, so thanks, Sarge, for being with us. But let's talk about this program because it really is such a unique and interesting way of getting kids involved in learning and passionate about reading. So tell us a little bit about Canine Classmates.
Okay, so it's a program where we are trying to help children read better. And so we take the dog in with a best buddy and the child, and they form a relationship. So it's all about the relationship, feeling comfortable, gaining those skills, and understanding that reading is super important to be a lifelong reader.
Absolutely. It is a skill that, of course, we have to use throughout our life, but to have a kid enjoy reading is so special. And I know these dogs are opening that pathway for these students, so it really is so beneficial, I would imagine, on both ends. And Dr. Quinn, you're a buddy through this program, but you're also a retired veterinarian. So I know that when it comes to this program, we know that these dogs are going to be on their best behavior, and they're really there to help out the kids. What has your experience been involved in this program?
Well, I started out as the dog's veterinarian and did that for many years. Then Archie and Donna Dishman, who founded Canine Classmates, the nonprofit that we work with, invited me to be on the board. I did that for several years. And then when I retired, I became a best buddy. A best buddy is basically a reading tutor with a dog. I spend 30 minutes with 9 students each Wednesday and 15 minutes with 4 kindergartners. The 9 are first, second, and third grade. So we work with kindergarten through 5th grade. We have about 430 students now in Comal Independent School District, 1 school in the Blanco ISD, and 2 schools in New Braunfels ISD. We have about 11 best buddies like me and 8 or 9 of these guys in the program.
This is such a cool program. I love what y'all are doing. What have you seen come about from this program, Kim, when these kids are connecting to reading through the help of these pups? How have you seen it change some of these kiddos?
So you see a child that has anxiety about reading in front of their peers or in front of their teacher, or learning sight words. So when they go and they have that confidence, they come back into class, or I see them in the library and they're smiling and they're happy. We've seen them grow emotionally and socially as well. And so it's nothing but a positive. It's a gift for our school. And we get to have them 5 days a week, so that's even better. It even changes the attitude of the teachers. We're like pushing the kids out of the way so we can get a little pat and a rub for the dog as well. So it helps all of us at Starksville.
It's such a great program, and we appreciate you both for coming and sharing a little bit about it. Thank you very much, Sergeant Gander. You were a star. But I want to give our viewers, that's a money shot right there. I want to give our viewers all the information they need so they can connect with you. It's Canine Classmates, a wonderful nonprofit program in our area. The number's on your screen. For more information about the program, visit canineclassmates.org, and you can also find them on social media.
The pandemic is our lead story today. Hays County health officials this week reported an uptick in active COVID-19 cases, and the same is true statewide. Health officials say it would be risky to attempt to travel for the holidays. In Hays County, this week, 70 new cases of coronavirus and 1 death have been reported. 7 people had to be hospitalized one day this week, which is the highest number for a single day in Hays County since the beginning of the pandemic. Nationwide, more than 250,000 people have died from COVID-19. Due to COVID-19, many college students decided to stay home and not move into student apartments for the current school year. Now that leasing season has begun, students have to make the difficult decision of deciding whether they should sign a lease at an apartment for next school year.
I think that I would go ahead and sign a lease now because I feel really comfortable in San Marcos and I don't want to be doing a lot of traveling, especially with the pandemic. I think it's easier to kind of stay put right now, hope for the best.
Most off-campus student apartments tend to offer lower rates the earlier you sign, giving many students an incentive to sign as soon as leasing season begins. Leasing managers are doing their best to inform prospective residents of the benefits to signing a lease, even though there is so much uncertainty.
When you go to college, you don't want to be in your parents' apartment or you don't want to be in your parents' home. It's about like getting out with your friends and being inside of an environment that is like more so, I guess, yourself, or it's about you.
Apartment complexes such as Red Point are hoping that not only their property, amenities, and dog friendliness, but also their positive attitude will help with students signing leases. They expect to still get a good amount of leases for the upcoming year. For Bobcat Update, I'm Jailene Polanco. A lot of Texas State students find employment working for retailers in San Marcos. One such place, though, has struggled lately to stay in business. Those who enjoy shopping at JCPenney may be pleased to learn that the giant retailer has been thrown a lifeline. The Simon Property Group has agreed to buy the retailer in a deal worth almost $2 billion. The move will make it possible for the apparel company to remain solvent. JCPenney has stores in San Marcos and throughout the state. The Simon Property Group is the landlord for many such stores, and this year, at a time when COVID-19 has adversely affected the economy, it has invested in several retailers to keep them operational. KTSW isn't just a radio station. It's everything that happens on the other side. For over 27 years, KTSW has allowed Texas State students to work together to gain real-world experience through volunteer and paid positions. At KTSW, students are able to flourish creatively by creating content for social media, shooting live in-studio performances, producing original web content, finding friendships along the way, and much more. KTSW is able to bring Texas State students together to find who they are and what they love to do. You think radio's dead? Well, you've never known a radio station like this. To join or to learn more about KTSW, go to ktsw.net. The workstations are equipped with computers or for students to bring their own devices. Some students are worried that the workspaces are not sanitary.
So I feel like a lot of students' worries about the computer lab was that it was like close together, unsafe, unsanitary in regards to like how often are people coming in and literally wiping down these stations.
Student Center employees say they are taking precautions to ensure that everyone is as safe as possible in the new computer labs.
It ranges from self-sanitizing stations to contactless check-in to sealed keyboards, all the way to fogging the entire ballrooms each morning and at night. So we're working very hard to make sure that we are thoroughly keeping our students safe.
The labs in LBJ are designed to offer a remote learning hub for students who are on campus and need a place to attend online classes. For Bobcat Update, I'm Jailene Polanco.